So Ian, you're here today because you want to find out a little bit more about the two different putters that you've got. They're similar, and you used the traditional length putter for a number of years and had success with it, but then you actually wanted to try a style called arm lock, and again, dynamically pretty close to the other Queen Bee that I fit you in, but you want to find out if one of them is in fact more consistent statistically than the other one.
Correct, because back when I had this, it was hard for me to hit longer putts online. I would always manipulate the face, but I could easily hit this more online at longer putts.
Okay, so the arm lock putter, again, just the nature of the tool, you brace that length of the shaft up against your arm, and it really gets locked in. So there's very little opportunity for you to wiggle or to get the face offline.
Yeah, I always like to do this when I putt, so I could almost do that sometimes or this sometimes.
Okay.
I wouldn't really manipulate this.
You could alter your impact position.
Correct.
Okay.
But this, it just stays.
Again, because it's longer and it's more braced in. All right, so what we'll do is we're gonna run you through some tests. First, we'll start with the Queen Bee putter, and then we'll get some data with that arm lock.
Okay.
So, you know it's 9 feet from the dot to the hole. Let me see that one, and I'll get the apparatuses on it. All right, now Ian, do you use the Namer side stripe when you putt?
No, not really.
Okay. Go ahead and pull the putter back. Again, please try not to jostle the putter uncontrollably.
And you hit it?
Yep, fire when ready. That one almost sounded a little toey.
Smidgen?
Yeah. That was much more solid. Good stroke.
Now we're rolling it.
Yep, it's a good problem to have when the cup's full. We'll deal with it. Another good one. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Overall, you were graded out at 86%. Those numbers are pretty good. I like the high overall consistency grade. Your tendencies maybe just a shade low, but we're still in the green, so that's good. Let's look at the nuts and bolts. I'll tell you what, at address, you are lined up almost dead nut square. You go from a little bit quarter degree closed to a little more than a quarter open. So very acceptable variance, right? We're right in the wheelhouse where we want to be as far as setup. Now during your putting stroke, your face actually opens up more than a degree. So net at impact, you're 1.2 degrees open. Now you made the putts, so your stroke is coming a little out to in. You're pulling the ball online, right? Again, this impact position is incredibly consistent, as is the path of your putter. Now, according to this, if you're going to miss a putt with this Queen Bee, you're going to miss it up the right side. Again, the path of your putter is very good. I mean, it's straight back and straight through. Now, again, when I start to see like this, you came back and over the top a little.
I remember that one.
I think it's... honestly, I think it's a length issue, but you're not totally comfortable standing up tall.
No.
So I'm fine with that because, again, the player's comfort and confidence in their address position is huge. Otherwise, you're going to start making all sorts of wonky and wacky things happen because you're going to try to get into a position where you are stable. I mean, here's a red one. You caught that one kind of inside. I think that was the middle one. Yeah. So that one's kind of an outlier there, but
Yeah, I took that one a little too inside on the way back.
yeah, you can see your backswing was very long, right, with that one. So that's going to screw up the dynamics a little. Face rotation's good. Again, face relative to path is good. I mean, net, according to the data, this putter's pretty good. I mean, if we look at this report, again, so this is basically a consistency report. I want to see the player 90% or above, as I said, in all the categories, right? The impact spot, you're low just because we had one way inside. Otherwise, your numbers are really good. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing that kind of sketches me out some is an impact, you're very open, right? That's because of the amount of face change. Again, I think that has to do with length, but that's neither here nor there. Net, your numbers are really good with this. But according to on-course performance, you were much more comfortable with the arm lock because you're able to brace it and you felt like you got it on line with long putts way better. And again, we saw a longer putt. When your stroke got long, everything was weird. You didn't hit it in the center, right? So in all honesty, back when Jordan Spieth had that great year, what was it 16, 17?
They won like 3 of the 4.
Yeah. They had a great clip during the British Open where they showed a clip of his putting stroke and his feet and the length of his putting stroke. It's the same. Basically, he goes outside of his right foot to outside of his left foot. One putt they said was from a short distance, one putt was from a much longer distance. The length of his stroke stayed the same. It was just the pace that he was moving the putter at. You have a tendency on longer putts, your stroke gets longer. If you were to really kind of try to groove it, again, set yourself up, in essence, bumpers, right? Or tees where you went here, 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 here. And again, hit different length putts, but within that same length stroke, that's how you control your speed. Length of your stroke. Left. Hold it there. Okay.
That's square?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead, move it. Move it back there. There we go. No cheating.
Okay. See, to me, that looks...
Oh, I know it does.
Interesting. Should I just do it how I normally do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I honestly feel like I'm going to be like in to out with this one. I bet you tell me. I don't know. La-di-di.
Okay.
So wait, what does tendency mean? I don't really...
Tendency is a combination of your initial aim,
Yeah.
your face at impact,
Yeah.
the path of your putter during the stroke, your impact spot, and the amount of facial rotation.
Ah, okay.
So,
So less of all the variables equals a higher score.
correct.
Got it. Keep it.
So, you aim this one left, which we know. Well, we know because we put the dot up there. And
Yeah.
when I got it square, you were like, holy crap, it looks like it's aimed way low right. Again, consistently left. All 5 of them were aimed left, right? I mean, I boot this one, but we got 2 of them. So I can't boot them. We're kind of skirting the edge. So you're aimed 0.9 degrees to the left. This one has some toe hang, so it opens up. Opens up 1.4 on average. So we're 0.5 degrees open at impact. Now, the path of your putter
Change.
is really good. A little bit in to out.
Yeah, that's what I was
again-
kind of feeling.
Very consistent. Because again, the arm lock, you're braced up against it.
That second one looks weird.
Right? You kind of looped it. Kind of looped it. Again, pay attention to the gray, right? Your path is good.
Yeah.
Backswing, hey, you have a tendency to get long, right?
Yeah.
So if I was going to change anything, I would try to tighten up or shorten up your
The stroke.
stroke. No, we don't want it to get poppy, right? I
Correct.
don't want it.
We don't need...
No,
What's his name?
we don't need jab. No jab, jab. So face angle relative to path down a little bit. All right, let's compare them. So the green is your arm lock, right?
Yeah.
The blue was your queen bee. So the actual dynamics. Dude, your aim was way better with the queen bee, right? I mean, you set it almost perfectly square. And again, it could be because this has got so much loft on it too. You're trying to get it into a position that you're comfortable with the way it looks. So by doing that, you're aiming it left. Face change, very similar, right? I mean, it opens up some. Face and impact. That arm lock's in a better position by, 0.7 of a degree. but the Queen Bee was in the position it was in a little more consistently. Totally different paths, right? You came a little out to in with the Queen Bee, with the conventional length Queen Bee. The arm lock, you came just a little in to out. Now here's the kicker. That's the difference there. I mean, that's a 1.4 degree difference in the face to path relationship.
And less is good.
Which is huge, correct. Again, if I were to do anything, I might, go ahead and get set up with this, how you did before. Again, if I were to do anything, man, I might even kind of tinker and extend this a little bit so you got something to brace it with there. Because that's going to prevent you from getting overly long. Yeah.
But couldn't we just change the loft to maybe that also sets up better on the ground?
This
Because
one?
those have more loft than this.
Oh yeah, they have to, because again, the arm lock.
Yeah, that's so much
You're
forward
actually
press.
supposed to get it here.
Yeah.
I'm an extreme. We could bend this and get it more, but the thing is, we could, yeah. Again, this is better on longer putts. What about these 9-footers?
You're
just more comfortable.
Really, yeah. I've made a lot more 15, 20 footers with that than I have with
Because you're
this.
locked in.
Yeah. It was just, last year was a big experiment since I just jumped back into golf and I just got it. It's like, I love this thing.
They are different. Again, because of the dynamic difference in length, and again, the ability for you to be locked in with the arm lock, it prevents variance. And again, like we talked about, I think a lot of it has to do with, because of the length of the arm lock, it prevents you from getting long. And that's where your putter gets off path. When you feel like you've got a longer putt and you have to make a longer stroke, if we were to try to shorten the length of your stroke up and get you more comfortable with increasing the speed for those longer putts, in essence, it's almost kind of like bumper bowling, right? You'll keep the putter on line more often. But as we talked about, putting's a head game. If you're more comfortable and more confident with putter A than you are with putter B, you're going to make more putts with it. You're going to put a better roll on it. Regardless of what the data, quote unquote, says, that's all good and well. Again, where do we play golf? We play golf in the real world, not inside an algorithm or a chart. So again, if a player feels like something works better for them, I'm going to have a hard time totally disproving it. If somebody comes in and says, I love this putter, and I can show them that, well, the data's terrible and you really don't love it that much, you love the name, not the style. Again, as soon as a player can feel the difference between putter A and putter B, then they're going to have that buy-in. Then they're going to develop that confidence. But if the feel difference is pretty minimal, I'm going to tell the player to hedge on the side of comfort and confidence.
That makes sense.
Any questions, Ian? Does everything kind of make sense how we did it? And
It makes sense to me.
wonderful. You're a good putter. Regardless
Definitely
of which
face
putter,
balance.
regardless of which putter we put in your hands, you're rolling it well. And again, your ability to kind of adapt, but you're much more comfortable and confident with the arm lock, I think, for the simple reason that you're more braced in. You're good.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Scott,
Wonderful.
it's a pleasure.
We have a good time. There's your wand.
Thank
Hey,
you.
brother.